Yo, what's up YouTube, it's Sultan, and today I'm going to be bringing you a high round strategy guide on the map Liberty Falls. So to get straight into it, this is the loadout I'd recommend that you use. I'd recommend using the GS45 pistol with the attachments of Suppressor, Extended Mag 2, Akimbo, Steady Aim Laser and Rapid Fire. For the field upgrade, I'd recommend starting off with the Energy Mine. This is going to be useful for the early round strategy. However, afterwards you're going to have to switch to Aether Shroud. This is going to be 100% necessary for this strategy and it is a very high unlock. So I'd recommend using a Prestige token or starting this strategy when you're already a high level so you can equip Aether Shroud. Now there are going to be some necessary augments for this strategy. One of them is on Speedcaller and it is the Supercharged Major Augment. And the next one is on Meli Macchiato. This is actually a minor augment which is Hidden Impact. This is going to be very useful for charging up your jet gun whilst you're in Aether Shroud. And the final two augments that are going to be necessary for this is Void Sheath and Extra Charge. So there's only one door that needs to be kept closed for this strategy and it's the door behind the motel. On the other side of this door is going to be where you're doing this strategy. Now this is going to be a very expensive setup in terms of weapons. The first weapon you're going to want is the jet gun. The next weapon is the Pack-a-Punch GS45s, and since you're going to be using a lot of salvage throughout this strategy, you can wait until the GS45's wall buy turns legendary and this will save you 9,000 salvage. After that you're going to actually want to triple Pack-a-Punch your knife, and I'd highly recommend getting a legendary rarity and putting Napalm Burst on too. This will help do more damage to Manglers. And to potentially save yourself some salvage on your knife too, you can do the Raining Zombies Easter egg. I've done this on round 40 thinking I would get a legendary tool. Unfortunately it only gave me an epic one, so maybe round 50 plus gives you the legendary tool. If someone could test that out, I'd really appreciate it. Alright, so now we're going to be moving on to the early round strategy. This is going to take place in the Motor Lodge Alley, and there's really nothing too complicated about this. All you're going to be doing is using your Energy Mine whenever it's charged up. I would recommend holding off at the beginning of a round. Wait till all the spawns get to the alleyway so you're really maximising the kills of it. I have the Siren minor augment equipped to it, which attracts the zombies, which is really useful. I don't actually have a major augment equipped to it. I think it's actually better just basic stock. However, once you've used your Energy Mine to start spamming the ground again with Mustang and Sally, I would recommend doing this up until at least round 30. It can be pushed for about round 40 if you start incorporating the jet gun a little bit between Mustang and Sally usages. However, after round 30, you start getting the Mangler spam, and they shoot a lot of cannons at you, doing a lot of damage, so I'd recommend switching to Aether Shroud at that point. Then, if you ever get in a bad situation, at least you've got that as like a get out of jail free card. Something that you might have noticed too is that I'm only shooting one pistol at a time. Now there's two reasons for this. One is ammo efficiency. I just want to make sure I have enough ammo to get through the entire round. And the next reason, I don't want to get caught off guard by reloading both weapons and then getting swarmed by the zombies. Just in case something like that does happen, there is a railing behind us. I can just jump over the railing and that buys us more time to throw a decoy or whatever. However, I want to try and keep everything under control as much as possible. Now we're going to be moving on to the high round strategy. So there's kind of like two modes that you run this strategy in. The first mode is save and salvage and the next mode is burn and salvage. So what you're seeing right now is me trying to save salvage. So what I'm doing is I'm coming into this corner right next to the zombie spawn on my left, and I'm burning my jet gun all the way down to about 5 ammo. You don't want to burn your jet gun out completely because then it refills slower. And then from that point, pop your Aether Shroud, and because of that augment we have equipped on Meli Macchiato, every kill we're getting in Aether Shroud is slowly filling up our jet gun. And just like that, we have full ammo again. So because of the supercharged augment on Speedcaller, with this full ammo in the jet gun, we're going to be able to recharge our Aether Shroud again. Which means we can just keep doing this loop over and over, so we don't even necessarily have to use our mutant injection to actually kill the enemies. We can just do this indefinitely and build up so much salvage. So there are a couple of tips I can give you for this strategy too. One of them is don't just hold down the trigger on the jet gun, it'll burn through the ammo so fast. What you're best off doing is either tap firing it or doing it in short bursts like I'm doing here. Another tip for knifing these manglers, if you knife their cannon like I just done there, you'll kill the mangler in about 2 knives. And if you just knife them in the back or the chest, it would take about 5 or 6, so it's a big time save there. Now as you can see, this is actually the end of the round already, so without any kill streaks, just jet gun and Aether Shroud, it's actually still pretty fast. It's about 90 seconds for around 100. There is actually a second way to run this strategy, and it's at the bottom of the stairs next to the window barrier instead. Now it is slightly slower to run it down here, but it's also a bit safer too. It's slower because you're further away from the majority of the spawns, but it's safer because the manglers don't get a line of sight on you until they're at the bottom of the stairs, so you're not getting hit by those cannons when you're firing your jet gun. And while on the topic of safety too, just in case some of you didn't actually know it, you could actually put armor plates on whilst you're firing the jet gun too. Sometimes in between firing bursts or tap firing, you'll get hit a couple times and you'll start getting low on armor, so it's a good time to put plates on whilst you're shooting the jet gun, because you can't actually do it in Aether Shroud. Alright, so now I'm going to touch upon the second mode that I was on about earlier, which is burn and salvage mode. So assuming you've accumulated quite a lot of salvage by doing jet gun and Aether Shroud, you're probably going to want to burn some of that salvage in order to speed through the rounds pretty efficiently. Therefore, I'd recommend using the mutant injector just after the start of the round, kind of like what I was mentioning before with the energy mine. You want to wait until all the zombie spawns are inside the alleyway. That way you're getting more bang for your buck essentially with the mutant injector and getting more kills with it. And then from that point, just kind of stay central here. When you're standing at the top of the stairs like this, you're in the middle of like all the zombie spawns, so just melee away. I'm going to slow it down in a second. It is actually faster to shoot a cannon at this specific angle. You want to shoot it through the doorway to the point where it goes down the stairwell, and you're going to get a lot more kills with your mangler injection if you do this like once every 5 seconds. So if you can try and do that, it'll speed the rounds up a little bit more. And just like I mentioned on Terminus, when you leave a mangler suit, be sure to buy one from the crafting table or pick one up off the ground really quickly. You have like a 3-second window before the zombies start targeting you again, so be sure to take advantage of that 3 seconds and get a new one. So for the insta-kills, you kind of want to treat it like the early round strategy, and you want to push up to the top, that way you maximise your kills. However, if you do want to play it safer, you kind of start spamming Mustang and Sally at the bottom of the stairs. And finally, I'm going to show you a fast vermin round spot where they only spawn from 2 locations. All you have to do is head back to spawn, go to the alleyway on the left, and they'll spawn from my close side window and the left of the crafting bench. And that's going to be it from me, so if this video helped you out, be sure to leave a like. If you're new, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.